Good morning, everybody. I'm Leslie Ann.
And I'm Big Chuck. How you doing this morning, Leslie?
Oh, fabulous.
Leslie,
fabulous.
Here we are at the water cooler again. Do you drink coffee?
I drink coffee just enough not to be hooked, but to get that lovely energy surge. So
Yeah.
like 3 times a week.
3 times a week. The thing about... Oh, wait, here comes Eric. Let's bring it. Eric, good morning. How you doing?
Let me get a glass of water first, guys. How are you?
Do you drink coffee?
I try not to. Once in a while, I'll drink coffee. Back in the day, I never did. Now, once in a while, I'm a vibrant type of guy.
Yeah. You look like it.
Yeah,
Here's the thing about coffee. I was thinking about this the other day. Coffee was one of these things. Tell me if you guys agree with this. When I was growing up and we had, you were living in your parents' house and all that, it was like coffee was gross. It was
gross.
It's like, how can they drink coffee?
Although I've always liked the smell.
And so you go for like coffee beans and stuff
I
like
like
that?
the
No.
smell. Always
But
like
to
the smell,
see your
but not the
mother and
taste.
father drink coffee, it was like, and you're like 10, you go, that's so gross.
Yeah.
And I felt that way, and now I have to have a cup of coffee every day, and I'm trying to trace it back in my mind where it happened. You know what I think? College.
Is that where it
Yes.
started?
I think it's something.
Absolutely, yes.
I didn't. When I left Sydney in 1967 to go to college, I hated coffee. 1 week into college, I couldn't get enough of it.
You
Gee,
almost
those late nights kicked
What
in.
is
huh?
it? I think it's an independence thing. It's like, darn it, I can do it now.
and the late nights. I think you're forced into trying different things, and
Yes.
unless you're on the Vibrant or the stay awake pills, and you have to try coffee. But yeah, and then all the flavors they have these days.
Oh,
These days,
yeah.
it's not just
The
coffee.
toffee, the
Pumpkin,
yeah.
spice.
Eric, do you go to
and-
Starbucks?
Once in a while, if I get a bonus, which we get here frequently.
Yeah,
Big,
yeah.
Starbucks
I was
is
out
quite
that day.
pricey.
There is a Starbucks in Oneonta.
Yes.
Did you know
I just
that?
went there yesterday.
I don't think I've ever been there. Where is it?
My
Up
girlfriend.
on the SUNY Oneonta campus in the Hunt Union.
Yeah, my girlfriend is big into Starbucks. Actually worked at one back in the day, so she knew right away where the Starbucks was in Oneonta. And before that, Big, I had no clue.
I
There's a
have
Starbucks
never.
in Oneonta.
I have never been in it, and I have never ordered anything from it. Trish likes Starbucks, so if we're traveling and she sees the Starbucks, we go. I've gone in with her. It's way too much.
I
It's
think
like a
it's
casino
pricey.
to me.
I think
get
it's good, but it's
confused
pricey.
and nervous. I start to sweat.
Yeah, nothing against Starbucks, but to me, no cup of coffee unless someone's going to comb my hair. Not that I have hair to comb, but if someone's going to give me royal treatment, then I can shovel out $8 for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
It cost me almost $5 for a small.
No,
I couldn't
that ain't
believe it.
happening.
Yeah.
That is not happening. The other thing about coffee that I like, I think one of the great appeals to it is I like to have it really, really hot. There's nothing worse to me than to have a warm, we'll go downstairs and throw it in the microwave. And that's why I never bought into this whole Keurig thing.
Oh,
Keurig
the
is
Keurig.
great.
I
the
like the
home coffee
Keurig.
machines are great, but it's never hot enough.
It's one cup at a time, though, right?
It's
That's
one cup
the-
at a
okay.
time. Yeah, it's one. But every time I've ever had a coffee out of a Keurig or a coffee machine, I've had to throw it in the microwave and zap it. It's just not hot enough.
Let me ask you a question. Do you ever drink decaf?
Yes.
Never.
I never do. To me, that's like drinking an O'Doul's.
No,
if I'm drinking
no,
a
no.
beer, I'm drinking a beer.
Right.
I'm not drinking a
I
non-alcoholic
want-
beer.
See, the beauty for me of doing decaf is that it tastes just like the caffeinated stuff. It just doesn't have the caffeine.
Well, now
See,
let me
I'm
ask
go-
you: if you
Taste
did a
is the
blind
same.
test, both of you, if I put 2 cups of coffee
I
down,
wouldn't know.
and one was decaf and one wasn't decaf, you can't taste the difference, right?
No.
I probably wouldn't know, but the reason I drink coffee is for the caffeine, and if I'm going to sacrifice calories, I mean, that's a big thing,
That's
is
an
I
empty
struggle with
yeah,
calories
yeah.
and stuff, and I'm going to waste calories because I like my cream and sugar, and I like
Yeah,
the
me
flavors in
too.
coffee. I can drink it black, but I like the flavors. So if I'm going to waste calories on that cream and sugar, I'm going to make sure I get
gotcha.
caffeine,
Yep.
too.
I got you. You got to have the
I know
full
what you
shot.
mean.
Here's the other thing is, to me, I like to get my coffee at the same place. I get it right up here across from the Huntington Library every morning.
I can attest to that.
Yeah, because you see me coming out with it. If I am not around there and I have to go to a place, my go-to place is Dunkin' Donut. All right, I do like Dunkin' Donut. However, I have a real problem with Dunkin' Donut. Not with the flavor. They fill their cups too full.
Oh, that way you
take
can't get the
lid
cream and the
off,
Yeah.
And it's right to the brim. You can't drive with it. I mean, I know you're supposed to have the lid on,
Yeah.
but you might as well pour it on your shirt.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
save yourself the hat. It's too full. Don't you think? You know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I try not to drink and drive, Chuck.
So
Have you ever had a cup of coffee with a lid
Yeah,
on
I
it
know
and
what you
not got
mean.
it on your shirt?
what type
right.
of
It's a
coffee do
little
you get,
dicey.
Big? So when you get coffee, what is it?
Regular coffee, 1 cream, 1 sweet and low.
Can you taste
Boom.
the difference between Dunkin' Donuts and the store you usually go to?
Definitely.
See, I can't really tell the
Yeah,
difference.
I
Definitely.
can too.
Definitely,
I think people who are
definitely,
really
definitely.
into coffee know the
Yeah.
difference.
There's a Green Mountain coffee that floats around only out of
I
somewhere
like the
that's
Green
very
Mountain.
good. I don't know where I get it, but I notice it on the cup. That's very good too. But really, coffee is coffee, you know? I couldn't agree with you more, like beer and O'Doul's. That's the perfect analogy.
When I get my next bonus in 2064, Big, we'll have to take a bus trip up to Starbucks and treat ourselves to Starbucks. Because I'd like to know.
It's like going to Willy Wonka Chocolate World.
Yeah,
We're going
right.
to walk in and go, look at this place.
Wow.
Wow.
And his big set, he gets nervous. He starts
I do.
sweating.
It's-
It's,
you know, you
it's
gotta-
too much pressure.
Yeah, you got instead of take your 5 out, you got to take your 20 out.
Yeah.
Because don't they go by venti, or they have their own coffee
Who
terminology?
knows?
You're
Oh,
speaking a different
and
language
you should
there.
look at the menu board. It's like,
Oh,
whoa.
and then you have all the Starbucks pros there, and you're just a novice, and
Oh,
you're
yeah, yeah.
expected
So
to
you
know what
end
you're
up
ordering.
saying, give me a regular coffee because
Well,
you don't
no.
dare go into the foreign
Yeah, I don't know what half of
language.
it
I make
means.
Michelle order for me. When they look at me,
That's-
how can I help you, sir? I just point at her. I don't even open my mouth.
Last thing I wanted to ask you guys, are any of us tea people?
Yes, but
I'm
limited.
a big no.
I enjoy the flavor of tea. I just never I just never go through the process of making myself tea. If I have a cold,
Yeah, me
I'll
too.
make tea.
But
And I
is
like
it-
the honey.
Isn't tea
Honey lemon.
too much work?
No, actually,
that's
it's
why I
the
don't
easiest
make it.
thing in the world. You put the hot water, the tea bag goes in, you're done.
Yeah, but to me, the tea bag gets sloppy. The water goes over.
You take it
and-
out, and where do you put it? Where do you put
In the
it?
garbage.
You're in a car.
Oh, I'm never in a car when I'm drinking tea.
You're not.
No, I'm here.
You're home with your finger up on a
Yeah,
little
right.
china cup and a little,
little.
yeah. I don't get tea. I love the whole romance about it. How you sit down and you have tea at 2:00 in the afternoon and all that. It's too much work. It's a little too fancy for me.
Yeah.
It really
I
is.
think
Good
it's
flavor,
easy.
but and the other reason I drink coffee sometimes is because I'm a big sweets guy. Milk is always the go-to drink when I'm
Yes.
having chocolate cake or something, but coffee is the next step over soda, water, juice, or anything like that. If I'm having a sweet, if I'm having a donut, and milk's not available,
You are not.
coffee's the next
you,
bet.
you cannot have a donut and a Coke.
Can't.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
I think
Yuck.
there's a law in Delaware
That's
County.
nasty.
There is you cannot have a donut and a 7-Up.
Yeah.
You probably throw up. I don't know. You got to have coffee with
And
it.
here we are just drinking water.
I know it.
All right, back to work.
That's it.